Yeah.
Thanks so much for your input. And as you can hear when we listen to Annemiek and your input just now, there's still a lot of work to do in society to have more representation of people with disability, visible, either visible or invisible, by the way. Yes, and also there's very, of course, I don't know what it's like in, for example, Pakistan, Anisha, but or what it's like in Australia with the infrastructure and accessibility. Maybe you can both add a little bit about this for us, because obviously we know the situation in the Netherlands, but we don't know a lot about other countries, and if there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to accessibility. Maybe you can shortly add a little bit, and then we can vote and go to the next statement.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I was when you all were talking, I was thinking of the same thing. That like in Pakistan, honestly, I only know my mother who has OI and my mother than her. So here it's like there's no awareness at all. But yet, I would like to agree with Khadija that I never felt that I don't belong to this society, because even despite of not having awareness, people here are very now, at least now, that was not the same case back in my mother's young age, but now people are helpful. They are accepting, although, like Sandra said, that maybe it's more about the feeling that when people, they, like I walk with a walker, so when people, they stare at you, it's not really their fault also, belonging to a society where there's hardly anyone with Y, or maybe no one, I don't know. So, but yeah, that hits you. But like Khadija said, that it's not only about the abstract context of social integration.
Right.
It's, for me, at least here in Pakistan, it's more about the physical, the concrete aspect of social integration, because of the barriers, like the university I go to, even let alone university. My university doesn't have a lift, and right after my surgeries, I had to somehow force myself to climb and the stairs. And now, like it becomes very strenuous. But that's just university, right? Even going to simply to a restaurant is like, no matter how independent I am on the walker, I cannot do it without help, because there are no flat platforms. So it's more about the concrete aspect of the resources you have, more than the people. And
thanks so much.
I feel that if I was living abroad, life would have been definitely easier for me, because of even though no matter how capable I am, somehow the physical disability comes in your way.
Yeah. Thanks so much. And also, I really admire how you handled this in university, and having to force yourself up the stairs. That's it shouldn't be necessary, but it's incredible you did this, and I can imagine it costs a lot of energy.
I would like to add to just that. I guess both visible and invisible OI, like she said, has its own challenges. But it's as simple as that those with the invisible OI are, they have to, like, overcompensate because it's not visible what they have, and those who have visible OI, at least as per my experience, they don't even underestimate you because of having a visible disability. Here they can be very insensitive, like even if, like the disability parking area. So even there, you have to fight for it. So, and when talking about the, like Tanya said about love life or relationship. So for me, when it came to friendships, that was my most the thing which gave me the confidence to come out with this disability. But as far as love life is concerned, um, getting involved with or getting married with a person with any physical disability for that matter is just like the most self-destructive decision one can ever make. So yeah, that is a bit unfair, I guess. So, but then there are rare people out there.
What do you
So
mean exactly by
broad answer is
how do you
no.
feel about it?
Sorry.
You felt I didn't understand completely. You said that feels a bit unfair. What did you mean particularly?
Yeah, like you mentioned about relationships or married life. So
Yeah,
here, because of the physical aspect,
yeah,
getting involved with or getting married with a person with any disability, physical disability, and visible physical
yeah.
disability is the
I
most
understand, and that
self-destructive decision one can make. Yeah. So I guess abroad, people are less judgmental in that
no,
scenario.
I think
And
this. It's good you're mentioning this because I think we need to be open about this because society does judge looks. That's how it is, and it's allowed to be a painful thing. So, and of course, I'm aware I have an invisible type of eye, so I know there's different judgment for me in relationships. The difficulties I face are very different, perhaps, what you face when you have a visible type of OI. And yes, people can be harsh and people can be mean, and we are allowed to feel sad about that. So but yeah, for me the challenge in relationships is mainly that there's a lot of stuff I cannot do, and I feel like I'm holding them back, and I really hate that feeling, and I feel like every day I have to explain myself why I'm too tired for something. But of course, I also understand that I look like a standard person, so I also know that I face less judgment in the first impression, and I'm aware of that, and I know that's also sort of a privilege when dealing with this. So I think it's important we're open and honest about that because we're allowed to feel frustration about stuff like this. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add. And